This story begins inside an ordinary school cafeteria where everything feels completely normal. Kids are sitting peacefully, eating their lunch, laughing and talking just like any other regular day. Then suddenly, one girl freezes in place. Her eyes start glowing with a bright blue light, and her body begins shaking violently as if she is having a seizure. Within seconds, she collapses to the floor. Teachers rush toward her, shouting for help and trying to hold her still. But it is already far too late. She is dead. The cafeteria falls into stunned, horrified silence. After urgent investigations, scientists reveal a terrifying truth. A mysterious virus is spreading across the world, and it targets only children. Doctors everywhere try everything they can possibly think of, but no cure works at all. Slowly, the situation turns into a global nightmare, as nearly 90% of all children worldwide die from this virus. Schools shut down, playgrounds sit empty, an entire generation begins vanishing from the earth, and even the very best doctors in the world fail completely to stop it. The President of the United States addresses the nation and reveals that even his own son has been infected. Still, he promises the world that humanity will find a solution. To control the growing crisis, a special government department called the CCD is created. Their stated purpose is to protect the surviving children, but their true purpose will turn out to be something far darker. Now the story shifts to a young girl named Ruby. At her house, her family is celebrating her birthday. Her parents smile brightly, give her gifts, and pretend with everything they have that all is perfectly normal, that this is just another happy birthday like any other. But deep inside, they are absolutely terrified, because Ruby is also infected with the virus. Every single day they wake up wondering whether this will be the day they lose her, just like millions of other parents have already lost their children. That night, Ruby cannot sleep. Scared and restless, she quietly goes to her mother and holds her hand for comfort. Suddenly, Ruby's eyes glow with an eerie orange light. Ruby panics, pulls her hand away, and runs back to her room, not understanding what just happened. The next morning, everything seems normal to Ruby, but when her mother sees her, she freezes in complete shock and asks, "Who are you?" Her parents do not recognize their own daughter at all. Ruby desperately explains that she is their daughter, that she has lived in this house her whole life, and she even shows them her birthday gift as proof. But her mother looks at her with nothing but fear in her eyes, convinced that Ruby is some strange, sick child who broke into their house during the night. Out of pure fear of the strange child standing in their kitchen, her parents call the authorities and hand Ruby over to the CCD. Crying and screaming for them, begging them to remember her, Ruby is forcefully dragged away and pushed onto a bus. Her own family watches her go without a flicker of recognition. Inside the bus, many other children are already sitting, silent and terrified, their faces pressed against the windows as they are driven away from everything they have ever known. A guard stands over them with a gun, treating them not like kids at all, but like dangerous criminals. The bus finally reaches a heavily guarded facility. As the children are lined up and taken inside, one boy asks too many questions. The guards respond brutally, beating him without an ounce of mercy. Watching this, Ruby realizes one horrifying truth. This place is not meant to save them at all. It is meant to cage them, to break them, and to control them. After that, all the children are taken for medical examinations. The doctors explain that the virus has caused a genetic mutation inside the children's bodies. Their DNA has changed, and because of that, the surviving kids have developed superhuman abilities. Scientists then divide the surviving children into different categories based on the color their eyes glow. Green-eyed children are considered the safest and the smartest, gifted with incredible intelligence and memory. Blue-eyed kids can move objects without ever touching them, using pure telekinesis. Gold-eyed children have the terrifying power to generate and control electricity itself. These three categories are still labeled as safe enough to keep alive and useful. But there are two other categories, both rare and both terrifying: red and orange. These children are considered so extremely dangerous that the government has issued direct standing orders to eliminate them on sight. No questions asked, no exceptions made. During Ruby's own test, the doctor discovers something shocking. Ruby does not belong to any of the safe categories at all. She belongs to the orange category, one of the two groups marked for immediate death. Instantly, the screen flashes one terrifying word: terminate. Calmly, without hesitation, the doctor prepares an injection meant to kill her. Ruby senses that something is terribly wrong and tries to escape, but the doctor grabs her. In desperation, Ruby holds his hand and tells him she is not orange. She is green. At that exact moment, something extraordinary happens. Ruby's eyes glow bright orange, and the doctor's expression suddenly goes completely blank, as though his mind has been wiped clean and rewritten. Without saying a single word, he calmly puts down the injection, turns to his computer, and changes her file from orange to green. After the tests, all the children are dressed in uniforms based on their categories: green, blue, and gold. Ruby looks around and notices something chilling. There are no red or orange uniforms anywhere in the entire facility. That is when she realizes the terrible truth, and a cold chill runs through her body. Children like her were probably killed long ago. Every last one of them. She is likely the only orange left alive inside these walls. And if anyone ever finds out what she really is, she will be killed too. Time passes, and 6 long years go by inside the camp. Slowly, Ruby starts to feel more and more isolated. Tasks that the intelligent green kids complete easily feel impossibly difficult for her. She deliberately pretends to be weak and unremarkable, doing everything she possibly can to stay invisible and never draw attention to herself, because a single mistake could expose what she really is. One day, Captain McManus notices Ruby struggling and says something deeply unsettling to her. He tells her, almost casually, that she does not seem nearly smart enough to be a green. Hearing this, Ruby panics inside, knowing that if he starts asking questions, everything she has built over 6 years could collapse in a single afternoon. Later, as she walks back to her room with her group, a high-frequency sound suddenly blasts through the speakers. Only the special children can hear it. Within seconds, Ruby collapses and loses consciousness. When she wakes up, she finds herself inside a medical room. A female doctor is sitting in front of her. Moments later, a guard enters and tells the doctor that time is up and they need to leave immediately. In a hurry, the doctor writes something on a piece of paper and walks away. The note says that the truth about Ruby has been discovered, and that if she wants to stay alive, she must meet the doctor in the boiler room. Without telling anyone, Ruby sneaks out and reaches the location. Inside the boiler room, the same doctor is waiting for her. She helps Ruby stay hidden from the patrolling guards and quietly leads her through the back passages toward her car parked outside. Just as they are about to escape the base, a guard stops them. In that critical moment, Ruby uses her power and takes control of the guard's mind, forcing him to open the gate. After years of imprisonment, Ruby finally steps outside the camp for the first time. Seeing the open world again for the first time in 6 long years fills her with happiness and overwhelming relief. The sky, the trees, the wind on her face, everything she had almost forgotten existed. The doctor explains that most adults in the world are now gone, and that many cities have become completely abandoned. Ruby says she desperately wants to meet her parents, but the doctor warns her that going back could be extremely dangerous. Before they leave, the doctor gives Ruby a GPS necklace so her location can be tracked if she ever finds herself in trouble. She then tells Ruby that she is taking her to a safe camp, a place where many kids like her are hiding. Soon after, the doctor meets one of her allies. As Ruby shakes his hand, she suddenly feels a wave of terror wash over her. The moment their skin makes contact, Ruby sees a disturbing vision flash through her mind. Children running desperately in every direction, screaming, trying to escape and save their own lives. Instantly, Ruby realizes that these people are not what they claim to be, and that something very dangerous is about to happen. Later, when Ruby goes inside to change her clothes, she meets a gold-eyed girl. The moment the girl sees Ruby, she panics and unleashes an electric attack, then runs and hides inside a van. Even after that, Ruby follows her and begs for help. Hearing the raw honesty in Ruby's voice, the gold-eyed girl finally opens the van door and lets Ruby hide inside. Inside the van, Ruby meets Liam, a blue, along with his friend. Ruby lies to them, saying she is a green, but explains that some people are chasing her. Hearing this, both boys immediately decide to help her. Meanwhile, a team is constantly chasing them, and on the other side, the doctor is also searching for Ruby. At the perfect moment, Liam uses his blue powers to destroy the pursuing vehicles. Thanks to him, they finally manage to escape. After driving for a while, the group stops at an isolated location. Liam's friend questions Ruby, wondering why she is running in fear even though greens are considered completely harmless. Knowing the truth but unable to reveal it, Ruby stays silent. Frustrated, she snaps and says that if they do not want to help her, she will leave on her own. Liam quickly calms her down and explains that they are heading to a special place, a hidden camp led by an orange-eyed boy who can keep kids like them safe. He tells Ruby that if she wants, she is welcome to come along. Hearing this, Ruby immediately agrees to join them. On the road, Ruby asks Liam why they escaped from the camp in the first place. Liam reveals the dark truth behind everything. The children in those camps were not being treated or cured at all. They were being used as test subjects in dangerous, painful experiments. The government wanted to weaponize their abilities and turn them into a powerful army to fight their enemies. That is exactly why Liam and his friend chose to run away, and why they will never go back. Meanwhile, the doctor who classified Ruby as a green is captured. After a short interrogation, she is brutally killed. That same night, while everyone is asleep, Ruby's hand accidentally touches Liam's. In that instant, Ruby sees all of Liam's memories flooding into her mind at once. She watches him trying desperately to save other children while escaping the camp, pulling them toward the fence, shouting for them to run, and failing to save many of them despite everything he did. The guilt and pain buried inside Liam's heart become painfully clear to her. The next morning, the gold-eyed girl gives Ruby a red dress. Wearing it, Ruby looks confident and beautiful for the first time in years. Soon, everyone gets back into the van and continues toward their destination. Along the way, a recording of the president's son plays on the radio. He says that if he can be cured, then others can be cured too. His voice gives the group a small but precious sense of hope. Later, they stop at a completely abandoned shopping mall to gather food and supplies for the road. Suddenly, without warning, another group of kids ambushes and attacks them from the shadows. Just as things start to spiral out of control, the gold-eyed girl uses her powers to stop everyone. Soon, it is revealed that these kids are just like them, gifted with special abilities of their own. That night, all the children sit together, talking and sharing their stories. For the first time in a very long time, they do not feel alone in the world. During the conversation, Liam asks about the location of the orange-eyed boy's safe haven, hoping they can reach it soon. But the kids explain that the place is extremely secret and nearly impossible to find. Quietly, without anyone noticing, Ruby uses her power to control one boy's mind and extracts the location hidden inside a special coded message. Ruby and Liam's friend work together to decode the secret message. After a lot of effort, they finally crack the code, and everyone feels relieved. At the same time, the other kids realize the truth. Ruby is not a green at all. She is an orange. Ruby is terrified, bracing herself for the moment her friends look at her the way everyone always has, with fear. She is certain they will reject her and cast her out now that they know. But instead, Liam simply reassures her, telling her calmly that there is nothing at all to be afraid of, and that she is still exactly the same person she was 5 minutes ago. That is when Ruby finally admits the full truth she has been carrying alone all this time. She cannot completely control her powers. She never could. If she accidentally uses them on someone, even for a second, it could cost that person their memories, their mind, or even their life. The group continues forward, but suddenly, they are attacked by a team of children wearing military-style uniforms. One of them recognizes Liam. During the tense encounter, Liam explains that they are only searching for a safe place to live. Hearing this, the group decides to take them to the orange-eyed boy everyone has been talking about. When they finally arrive at the hidden camp, the truth is revealed at last. The mysterious orange-eyed boy everyone has been searching for is actually the president's son, the very same boy whose hopeful voice they heard on the radio. He is happy to see Ruby and the others, and he finally tells them the truth. The president lied to the entire world. He was never cured at all. Instead, he was constantly used in painful experiments. When none of them worked, the government began locking children away in different camps across the country. The orange boy promises Ruby that he will teach her how to use her powers properly, something no one has ever offered her before. Slowly, day by day, Ruby starts to understand her abilities and begins learning real control over the things she has feared her whole life. One day, when Ruby feels emotionally broken, the orange boy visits her and says that only an orange can truly understand another orange. As he holds Ruby's hand, Liam walks in and sees them together. He clearly does not like what he sees at all. At the same time, through their contact, the orange boy begins seeing Ruby's own memories, and there he discovers the horrifying truth that even Ruby herself never fully understood. The night Ruby held her parents' hands, frightened and unable to sleep, she accidentally erased their memories of her completely. That is why her parents forgot their own daughter. She did it to herself. The orange boy is stunned. Even he does not possess power on that level. Fascinated, he desperately wants to learn this ability from Ruby, but Ruby herself does not understand how her powers truly work. Later, Ruby steps outside and runs into Liam. He is angry and accuses her of hiding things from him. Ruby tries to explain and tells him that he is misunderstanding everything. Finally, She admits the real reason she has been keeping her distance from him all this time. She is not hiding because she does not care about him. She is hiding because she cares too much. She is terrified that if she ever loses control for even a second, she might do to Liam exactly what she unknowingly did to her own parents, erase herself from his mind forever. Ruby then walks toward the lake where she meets Liam's friend. He quietly tells her that this place does not feel safe anymore. At the same time, the orange boy is inside, talking to someone on a laptop. He is reporting how many green, blue, and orange kids are currently living in the camp. Just then, Ruby arrives. The moment he sees her, he quickly shuts the laptop. In reality, Ruby came there to take the laptop so Liam's friend could contact his family. Sensing an opportunity, the orange boy tries to make a deal with Ruby. He tells her that if she teaches him the memory erasing ability that she used on her parents, he will hand over the laptop without any argument. Left with no other choice and needing it for her friend, Ruby reluctantly agrees. But as she closes her eyes and tries to focus, she suddenly opens them and realizes the orange boy is trying to take advantage of her. In panic, Ruby punches him hard in the face and runs away. Outside, she runs straight into Liam. After hearing the full truth, Liam becomes furious and wants to confront the orange boy immediately. Ruby somehow stops him, realizing that this place is no longer safe and that they must escape right away. That very night, as the group prepares to flee, the camp's general arrives, and standing right beside him is the same orange boy. At that moment, the horrifying truth is finally revealed to everyone. The orange boy was never running from his father at all. He was loyal to him the entire time. The camp was never a safe haven. It was a trap. His real mission was to gather as many gifted children as possible in one place and turn them into a powerful army for the government. Without hesitation, the orange boy takes control of Liam and brutally beats him. Watching Liam being beaten right in front of her, something inside Ruby finally snaps, and she lets go of the fear she has carried her entire life. She stops holding back. She uses her full power to seize control of the commander's mind and turns his own body against him. At the same time, the gold-eyed girl unleashes her electricity and attacks the remaining soldiers. As chaos erupts all around them, Ruby orders her 3 friends to run. She chooses to stay behind, standing completely alone, face to face with the orange boy. Ruby then does something no one has ever seen before. She takes control of the entire army at once, dozens of minds bending to her will simultaneously, and forces every single soldier to turn and aim their guns directly at the orange boy. For one long moment, it truly seems like she has finally won, but suddenly the orange boy fights back. Using his terrifying power, he regains control over everyone and forces the soldiers to turn against each other. Despite Ruby's desperate attempts to stop him, the orange boy even manages to take control of her mind. He tells Ruby that he will erase all of her painful memories, and that together they will rule the world. But deep inside, buried under everything, Ruby refuses to give up. She thinks of her parents, of Liam, of every child locked inside those camps. Gathering every ounce of strength she has left, she breaks free from his control entirely. She focuses on a helicopter flying above them and uses her power to crash it directly onto the orange boy, stopping him at last. Just when Ruby thinks it is finally over, another helicopter starts attacking her. At the last possible moment, Liam's friend jumps in and saves her, but he gets seriously injured during the rescue. Ruby panics, not knowing how to help him. Then she suddenly remembers the GPS necklace the doctor gave her. She activates the necklace with shaking hands, praying that someone is still listening on the other end. Within minutes, the doctor arrives with her full team and rescues them all from the burning wreckage. After some time, Ruby wakes up and finds herself lying on a bed. The doctor sits beside her and tells her that her injured friend is in the hospital and will recover soon. But Liam wants to leave immediately. He refuses to go anywhere at all without Ruby. The doctor then reveals their real mission. They want to capture the president and expose the dark truth to the entire world. And for that mission, they desperately need Ruby's power. Ruby knows exactly what danger lies ahead of her, and she knows there is a very real chance she will not survive it. Above all else, she does not want Liam to get hurt because of her, and she knows he will never leave her side willingly. With tears streaming down her face, she walks toward him and does the hardest thing she has ever done. She uses her power one last time, gently and deliberately erasing every single memory Liam has of her. Every conversation, every laugh, every moment they shared together. She hands him his bag and gently tells him to go home. Confused but strangely light and happy, no longer carrying any memory of the girl standing in front of him, Liam simply agrees, thanks her and walks away. Watching the person she loves walk away forever, Ruby silently breaks down inside, knowing that this painful sacrifice was the only way to keep him safe. In the final moments, we see that the president's son is still alive after everything. He stands in front of his controlled army, preparing for the war he has always wanted. On the other side stands Ruby, no longer the frightened little girl who was dragged onto a bus, but a young woman who has finally accepted exactly who and what she is. She is ready to face him, ready to expose the truth, and ready to fight for the future of every gifted child left alive in the world.